Hey, ocean explorers! Imagine diving into the darkest depths of the sea, over 2,500 feet below the surface, where sunlight barely whispers and the pressure could crush a car. Now picture this: a tiny, translucent creature floats into view, pulsing gently, with a glowing red cross blazing across its body like a secret signal from the abyss. What is this thing? Well, today we're meeting the Red Cross Jellyfish, a newly discovered marvel that's rewriting what we know about life in the deep sea. In this video, we're plunging into its mysterious world, its volcanic home, its dazzling features, and why it's one of nature's most enigmatic beauties. Stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. First things first, how did we even find this guy? Back in 2002, a team of scientists from Japan and Brazil were exploring the Sumisu Caldera, a massive, hydrothermally active volcano submerged in the Pacific Ocean, about 485 miles south of Tokyo, near Japan's Ogasawara Islands. They weren't looking for jellyfish, they were studying the extreme conditions of this underwater cauldron, where temperatures swing wildly and minerals spew from volcanic vents. But then, their ROV, the hyperdolphin, caught something in its lights. A 4-inch wide, umbrella-shaped Medusa jellyfish, hovering gracefully at 2,664 feet deep. And here's the kicker: it had a bright red X splashed across its stomach. They nabbed this lone specimen, and it wasn't until 2020, when another ROV spotted a second one, that they confirmed. This wasn't a fluke. It was a brand new species. Last November, in 2023, the team published their findings in the journal Zootaxa, naming it Santjordia pagesi, or, as it's commonly called, the St. George's Cross Medusa. That red X reminded them of the Cross of St. George, a symbol you might recognize from the English flag. The pagesi part, a tribute to Dr. Francesc Pagès, a late jellyfish expert. But trust me, this isn't just a naming story. It's the start of an adventure into one of the weirdest habitats on Earth. So where does this jellyfish call home? The Sumisu Caldera isn't your average ocean neighborhood. Picture a 6-mile-wide volcanic crater sunken deep in the Pacific, part of the infamous Ring of Fire, that chain of volcanoes stretching across the globe. This isn't a cozy coral reef or a sandy shore. It's a brutal, alien landscape. Thermal vents blast superheated water loaded with sulfur and metals. The pressure down there is over 80 times what we feel up here. And yet, somehow, this delicate jellyfish thrives. Scientists think the caldera's unique chemistry might be the key. Those vents don't just spew heat, they create a buffet of nutrients, feeding tiny organisms that the Red Cross jellyfish likely snacks on. It's like a hidden oasis in a desert of darkness. But here's the crazy part: this jellyfish has only been spotted twice in over 20 years. That tells us it's either super rare or ridiculously good at hiding in this chaotic underworld. Either way, it's adapted to a place so extreme, it makes Mars look hospitable. Okay, let's zoom in on what makes this jellyfish so jaw-dropping. First off, it's tiny for a deep-sea Medusa, about 4 inches wide and 3 inches tall, with a bell-shaped body that's mostly transparent. But then, there's that red cross. It's not just a cool tattoo, it's its stomach, and it's a total game changer. Viewed from above, it looks like a scarlet X glowing against the see-through backdrop. Scientists think this isn't just for show, it's a survival trick. Here's the theory. In the deep sea, lots of critters glow thanks to bioluminescence. Think fireflies, but underwater. The Red Cross jellyfish eats these glowing snacks, and that red stomach acts like a blackout curtain. It hides the light from its meal, so predators can't spot it post-dinner. It's camouflage by color. Pretty genius, right? And get this, it's got about 240 tentacles, way more than your average jellyfish, each packed with stinging cells called nematocysts. Those tentacles aren't just for looks, they're its hunting tools, snagging prey in the dark. Oh, and it's got these little sensory gadgets called rhopalia, microscopic bumps on its bell that detect light and movement. That's rare for a jellyfish in its family, the Ulmaridae, and it hints that this species might be more aware of its surroundings than we thought. It's not just drifting, it's living down there, fully equipped for the deep sea hustle. Now, why call it enigmatic? Because we barely know it. With only one specimen studied and one other sighting, this jellyfish is like a ghost. Is it common but sneaky, or genuinely rare? Researchers like Morandini from the University of São Paulo suspect it's venomous. Those 240 tentacles are loaded with stinging cells after all. But here's the wild part. Since it's so different from other jellyfish, its venom might be a totally new cocktail, something we've never seen before. Could it be a future medicine? A hidden weapon? We need more samples to find out, and that's easier said than done in a volcanic abyss. Morandini also thinks that Red Cross isn't just about hiding food. It might help it catch prey too, like a lure or a trap. But without more data, it's all educated guesswork. That's what makes this jellyfish so captivating. It's a puzzle with half the pieces missing, floating in a world we're still struggling to understand. Let's talk visuals, because this thing is a stunner. Imagine you're piloting that ROV, and your screen lights up with this, a translucent dome, pulsing rhythmically, with that fiery red X cutting through the gloom. Its 240 tentacles trail behind like a shimmering curtain, catching faint glints of light. It's hypnotic, almost like a living lantern drifting through a void. The deep sea is pitch black, but this jellyfish turns it into a stage. That's why I call it nature's enigmatic beauty. It's not just a survivor, it's a performer. And here's a fun thought. If we could see it in person, would it glow brighter? Some jellyfish use bioluminescence to dazzle or distract. And while we don't have proof, Santjordia pagesi does that. Its habitat is prime for it. Picture it pulsing in sync with the volcanic glow around it. Nature's own light show, 2,664 feet down. To really appreciate our Red Cross friend, let's zoom out. The deep sea is jellyfish central. Why? No bones, no problem. They're built for it. Their squishy bodies handle insane pressure, and their simple design lets them drift on currents, snagging whatever floats by. Other deep sea stars like the Atolla jellyfish flash bright to scare off predators, while the giant phantom jelly trails 33-foot tentacles. But Santjordia pagesi, it's a standout. Most deep-sea jellies are huge, some span meters, but this one's petite, precise, and packing that red cross like a signature. It's proof that even in the wildest places, evolution gets creative. And it's not alone down there. The Sumisu Caldera teems with extremophiles, creatures that love the heat and chaos. Tube worms, crabs, weird bacteria, they all share this volcanic VIP list. Our jellyfish is just the latest guest to RSVP. So, what's next for the Red Cross jellyfish? More expeditions for one. Teams are heading back to the Sumisu Caldera this year, March and April 2025, to hunt for more. Every dive could reveal new clues. How many are out there? What do they eat? Can we study that venom? And here's the big one. Could this tiny jellyfish hold secrets bigger than we imagine? Morandini thinks so. He's said, maybe it holds secrets more valuable than all the mineral wealth down there. Think about that. New medicines, new biology, all tucked inside a 4-inch wonder. And it's not just science, it's preservation. The caldera's a hotspot for mining interest with all those minerals. Finding treasures like this jellyfish might just convince us to protect it instead. One jellyfish could tip the scales. That's the Red Cross jellyfish, folks. Santjordia pagesi. A tiny, dazzling mystery from a volcanic underworld. From its glowing red X to its 240-tentacle hustle, it's a reminder of how much we've still got to explore. Nature's enigmatic beauty, right there in the deep. What do you think? Would you dive in to meet it? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you're as obsessed as I am, and subscribe for more wild science adventures. Hit the bell so you don't miss our next dive into the unknown. Until then, keep exploring, and I'll see you in the next one.